Welcome to Twidget. In this tutorial, we're going to learn how to generate CRUD endpoints to manage database table data via the API. First, navigate to the database page. Let's create a new table. We'll call this table Users. We can generate CRUD endpoints at the point of creating a table by leaving the Generate CRUD Endpoints checkbox enabled. In this tutorial, I'll teach you how to generate CRUD endpoints for an existing table. So we'll untick this for now. Next, click Create. Let's add two new fields to the table, first name as a text field and age as a number field. Next, navigate to the API page. Click Create Endpoint. You can see the type of endpoints you can create. For this tutorial, we'll click CRUD Operations. Here you can see the table you previously created and a starting path which matches your table name, as well as a list of CRUD endpoints. Create adds new data. Read retrieves data. Update modifies existing data. Delete removes data. We'll select all of the endpoints and click Create. You can see all of the CRUD endpoints were automatically generated for this table. Let's click on the /users endpoint. This opens up the no-code builder, where you can see the inputs, commands, and output for this endpoint. You also have the ability to customize the endpoint as you please. Let's test the endpoints. Click on the API client, and let's create a new API request. We'll call it Users. We'll first add data to the table using the POST request. Since we are adding data, we'll want to use a JSON for the body. Let's add a first name and age into the JSON and click Send. We have received a successful 200 response, and the response body shows the data we just added with an ID and created at field. Let's add one more entry to the table. Next, let's demonstrate the update endpoint. The update endpoint uses a path parameter, which is the user's ID. Let's paste the latest entry's user ID into the variable input. In the body, we want to update the age and click Send. You can see the updated age in the response. Now let's demonstrate the retrieve single data endpoint. It also uses the same path as the update endpoint. When we click Send, it retrieves a single entry from the database table using the ID field. Let's next test the delete endpoint. This endpoint doesn't take a body, only the ID field as a path parameter. Click Send, and we receive a 200 success response and no response body. Let's confirm the data in our database table. Select the Retrieve Multiple Endpoints path and click Send. This endpoint retrieves all of the data in our database table. We can see we only have one entry in the database since we previously deleted the second. Let's confirm the data by clicking on the Users table. We can see there is the same single entry that was received in our endpoint request. And that's a wrap. We have successfully generated and tested CRUD endpoints to manage our database table data via the API. Thanks for watching, and happy developing with Twidget.